environments. They've been in situations that are tough. They've been this close, just inches away from a state title, or not a state title, a state berth, I should say. Obviously, Hesston, like we don't need to speak on, 3 in a row state champs. They've been in hard moments. They've been in situations, but they got some young guys who probably haven't been in a moment like this before. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be exciting. I think it's definitely going to be a close game, like you said.
And right now, Cheney has 4 players averaging double digits. Granted, Jackson Voth has only played 1 game, but Voth 16 points per game. Josh Burdick, he's averaging 13 a game. He was their starting quarterback for a team that won the 3A state title, so don't let that go unnoticed. Dual sport athlete, stud. They have Lynch, got to see his Aiden Lynch averaging 11 points per game, and then Carter Pinkner averaging 13 points per game. They average 60 points per game as a team, and again, 4 players in double digits. For Hesston, the duo of Adrian Hernandez and Reed Friesen averaging 16 and 14 apiece, doing a majority of the scoring. And for head coach Lindy Frieden of the Cheney Cardinals, he said their keys to the game are rebounding, trying to slow down Adrian and Hesston. He called them both all-state players. He said they have to be physical and they can't get pushed around.
Yeah, like you said, Adrian and Reed are dynamic players. Obviously, Cheney's head coach gave him a lot of credit. Both saying they're all-state caliber players. Adrian's about, just like you said, 17 points per game. That is a unit. And in 6 games so far doing that, playing all 6, that is going to be tough to guard tonight.
And one thing I've seen out of Adrian is he's so much more collected than he has been in years past. He plays the game now at his own speed. He doesn't allow himself to get sped up. And really, he's taken over games this year, and he's elevated his game to where he's shooting 60% from 3. That is a ridiculous number.
That's insane.
And they're going to need a strong offensive outpouring for Adrian tonight to get it done against a very talented Cheney team. It'll be Pinkner and Reed tipping. Reed with the fresh haircut.
Let's just say there's a lot of dogs out there on the court.
There are a lot of dogs.
Football, basketball, baseball, track. There's some phenomenal athletes on this court right now.
Jackson Voth picking up Jackson Fry. Full court, nearly gets a steal. First possession. Look at the intensity already. Danny in the corner to Adrian. Pull-up jumper from Adrian Hernandez. No good. Going to be a foul early on Daniel Lumbreras.
You know, that looked like it was very rushed. That speed of the game, it gets you right away. Cheney pressing. You know, obviously a tough shot. Adrian does make those shots. Hernandez makes those shots, but that's a tough shot to start the game.
And you can already feel the intensity that Cheney has wanted to start the game out with. You have to imagine that that's one of the main areas that they've wanted to change. It's just coming out with a lot of energy early. It's going to be a travel on Jace Robertson.
Both teams want to play physical. You can see it from the beginning. Both teams want to play physical tonight.
We starters for Hesston, Jackson Fry, Asher Dutchendorf, Adrian Hernandez, Reed Friesen, and Daniel Lumbreras. Inside to Reed Friesen. Friesen's going to have a big game tonight. Has a lot of height advantage. It's going to be an early foul. Looks like it might be on Pinkner. Friesen with a 4-inch height advantage over the next tallest person on Cheney.
Yeah, if you're Reed Friesen, really you are the key to the game. You know, you dictate a lot of things offensively for the Swathers. We'll see what he can do tonight.
Cheney early in a 3-2 zone. Dutchendorf to Friesen. Got to get Friesen down low.
You know, playing against a 3-2 zone, you got to be able to set some screens in the top zone. You got to be able to have ball movement, and it leads for a chance of rebounds.
Fry working his way into the lane, tries to dish it off to Friesen. Left-hand layup, up and good. Awkward finish for Friesen, gets it up and able to get it to go.
It's a tough finish for Friesen, but yeah, he is known to do some things like that. He's a very fantastic player, so gets that close to the basket, he's kind of expected to score.
Voth has it, working on Hernandez. Little shimmy shake, left-handed layup, up, no good. Foul on Hernandez, and that's one area you want to keep Hernandez clean is in the foul department. If he gets into early foul trouble, it could be trouble for Hesston.
And like you said, Jack Voth is a competitor, and he's someone who's going to get what he's someone that's going to get the job done no matter how ugly or how clean that looks. He's going to get it done.
And talk about athlete, he was at one point committed to, I believe, New Mexico State for football. He decommitted because of a coaching change, but this guy, he's an all-around athlete, and that was for football. Definitely a basketball player as well. Gets it from his older brother, Harrison Voth. Very good player for Cheney. Graduated in 21, I believe. Goes 1 for 2 from the line. Friesen three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebounded by Cheney. Voth heading the other way. Work his way into the lane, step back, nice pump fake, layup, no good. Rebounded Friesen. Dutchendorf ahead for Heston. He'll attack the lane, layup up, no good. A lot of contact, no foul call. Burdick with the rebound. They'll let a 3 fly up, no good. Rebounded Friesen. It was Lynch who had his shot off the mark. So a couple of pretty quick possessions, and they're going to slow it down.
Like you said, it has been a quick game. It's up and down. The student section is getting into it. It's exciting here in Shed.
Look for a lot of pick and pops with Reed tonight so far, at least. Friesen to Fry to Dutchendorf. Inside to Hernandez. He'll catch. He'll spin. Works baseline. Has it poked out from his possession. Lumbreras to Friesen. Around the horn to Dutchendorf. Good defense from Cheney on this possession. Fry.
Solid,
feed Hernandez down low.
Solid man-to-man here.
Hernandez works the way into the lane. Tipped again. And he's stripped. It's going to be another foul. If this one's on Hernandez, that could be trouble. That'll be 2. Looks like it is. Yep. No, they're going to actually. Okay, they are. He looks like he said 4 for a second. That's his second. Just 2 minutes into the game. Could not afford that.
Just trying to do too much there. You know, obviously, very tough defense from man-to-man. Very aggressive by Cheney. And it leads you to start thinking that you got to do more. You try to get in the basket. Unfortunately, Hernandez picks up a second foul early in this first quarter.
Burdick spins into the lane. We'll pass down low with Peitner. Now it's Voth. We'll pull the 3. Bang! Drills that one from the left wing. Got to step up and get a hand. Voth can shoot it.
Yeah, something about that Voth family, those Voth brothers, they can shoot the 3 and they can shoot the 3 well.
Fry has to pick his dribble up, finds Lumbreras. Lack of movement right now for Heston. And Fry is playing very sped up right now. And it's going to go off his foot, so Jackson Voth, some lockdown defense. Fry getting in his own head, it looks like, right now.
Jackson Voth, I think that might be a strategy there, is they know that Jackson Fry is a quick player, but he can be sped up. And if Voth can play that type of level of defense consistently on Jackson Fry, it could be problems for Fry in the offensive side tonight.
And for Fry, you don't want to take your frustration out here and get called for a foul. Nice take for Voth, attacks the rim, and he's immediately D'ing up on Fry. 6-2 early lead for Cheney.
That's a grown man take there by Voth. Up and under, getting a little push, doesn't affect his shot, gets a nice lay.
And he has all 6 of Cheney's points. Another turnover for Fry. Timeout taken by Heston. Cheney doing everything right here in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and if you're Garrett Roth here, you gotta just look at your players, especially Fry, and you just gotta say, take a deep breath. I get it. It's an environment. Look around, like you see it. Student sections, fans, it's a packed gym. But you gotta take a deep breath and play our style of basketball. If you're Garrett Roth, it's all about controlling the pace. He said that earlier to his players, to us. It's important that in this moment, even though it's early, take a deep breath, settle down, and get the shot you want to get.
And for Heston, I know Sunrise Christian Academy is definitely a solid team, but this is some of these guys' first real test. SCA, they're a very good team, but Cheney's different, and you can kind of tell. And these two teams have a history. And for these seniors, whether it's Hernandez or Fry, or whether it's some of these juniors who really haven't had much varsity time in the past, this is their first true playoff intensity game.
Right, and Heston has always had the question this year is, outside of Reed and Adrian, who's going to be that offensive third threat?
And you need someone in this game to step up. 3-pointer on the way, pure. Colton Summerer drills that one. That's 9-2.
Early and quick start for the Cardinals. They're looking real good right now. You just swap this, you need an easy one.
Ty Unruh into the game for the first time. It went off of Voth's leg. No kicked ball, heading the other way. Guarded by Gonzalez. In the corner, it looks like he might have shuffled his feet. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Dutchendorf. Heston needs some offense. Look for Friesen to get some more touches down low. Hasn't really had much outside of the first couple possessions.
And if you're Friesen, yeah, you got to demand the ball in the post. You have that size advantage.
Unruh, great look. Drills the 3, much needed basket for Heston, 9-5.
Huge shot by Unruh. Big shot early in the game. Not want to get down by too much to the Cardinals.
And that's a sophomore stepping up, hitting a big shot early. stagnant offense for a while for Hesston. Needed that one. Voth attacks the rim again, and he's getting there with ease. He gets another layup.
And really a Swather team who prides themselves on help side defense, nowhere to be found there.
Gonzalez in the corner to Friesen. He'll take a three. No good. Rebounded by Voth. Early shot. Not sure if that's exactly what Hesston wanted there. The problem with Cheney is you can't really help off. Voth. Flurry of moves. He'll stop, pivot. A lot of English. Oh my goodness.
My.
He almost got a ridiculous layup to go. That would have been impressive.
You know, there's a reason why he's a D1 caliber football player, but if that would have fallen in,
I mean, have to take up basketball too while he's at it.
That's what I'm saying. You get some scholarships on that man too from basketball. That's a fantastic take. And really, like you said, Voth is controlling this game. He has already now, with that free throw.
That's 7 already for Voth. And actually,
yeah, that is 7 for Voth. No, actually, that's 9.
He had their
9
first
12,
6. He had their first 6 points with the free throw, a 3, and a layup. Got another layup on that last possession, and then attacking the rim again. Drills both free throws this time. 13-5.
10 for Voth. Man, what a start for him.
And by the way, the last time, oh my goodness, Daniel Lumbreras makes a man fall. Carter Gonzalez will take the 3 in the corner. Can't get it to go. Rebounded, being fought for down low. It'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of Cheney. By the way, Hesston has not lost in their home gym since 2019.
A streak that is one for the ages in the state, no matter what classification. The Swathers haven't lost a game, like you said, in the shed since February of 19.
Daniel Lumbreras trying to force Voth to the left, it looks like, based on how he's set up. Voth. A lot of dribble moves, not really going anywhere, though. They're going to help off. In the corner, 3 on the way, no good. Got to box out if you're Hesston. Daniel Lumbreras tips that pass, but it's going to be saved by Voth in the backcourt.
You can see Lumbreras really wants this matchup with Voth. He loves the defense as a guard, but he wants this big-time matchup here.
And he's really one of the Swathers' better defenders. Voth takes a deep 3, rebounded by Dutchendorf.
Yeah, and even the best defense, if you know, better offense does beat good defense. It's going to be tough if he drills some shots like that tonight.
Dutchendorf doesn't use the screen, will step back, pass to Friesen. Friesen crosses over, tries to dish it to Gonzalez. Unable to corral it. Another turnover for Hesston. It's been sloppy offensively for them so far. It's going to be a nice steal from Dutchendorf. He tips it away. Friesen able to control it.
And if you're Friesen, you're demanding the ball here in the post. You have such a height difference. Why stay on the outside for 3? You need an easy one. You would like a post touch here.
Lumbreras gets it to Gonzalez. Couple of dribbles. Skip past to Lumbreras, 3 on the way. No good. Hansen tries to get the rebound, unable to do so. Another rebound for Cheney, and another empty possession for Hesston. Less than a minute left in the first quarter. Burdick, tough lay. Double-digit lead for Cheney. Looks like they want Hesston to hold for one shot. Garrett Roth, that is. We'll get it past half court. Lumbreras has it stolen by Voth. Voth layup, no good. Dutchendorf gets the rebound with 2 men on him, fouled. So a big stop by Lumbreras and Dutchendorf on that 2-on-1 fast break.
Right, and Voth, it doesn't matter who you are as a Swather, he's in your face. And he's causing problems for you as an offensive player. And it looks like what we're seeing right now, early in this game, is the Cardinals' depth and the Swathers' lack of. Offensively especially.
And that's the big thing, is Hesston outside of Hernandez and Friesen, and even Friesen hasn't really been able to get much going tonight, but they haven't been able to find anything offensively. Fry's got to be careful here. Fry, floater. Unable to get it to go, 10 seconds left. Rebounded by McDaniel. 5, Voth attacks the rim, layup, up, good, and the foul. No, they're going to call a charge.
Yep, that's questionable, but he had the best angle to it.
I'd have to see a replay to get a full opinion on that one. That would have been another very acrobatic finish. Instead, take the 2 points off the board in a break for the Swathers as they trail by 10 points after the first quarter.
I think the last time the Swathers have trailed by this much in a game at home actually has to go back to Wichita Trinity.
It might have been southeast of Saline 2 years ago. Because I believe they got out to a hot start in that game as well.
Yeah, you're probably right. Both games that the Swathers ended up winning, obviously, but yeah, the Cardinals have done exactly what they wanted to in this first quarter. Set the pace, force the agenda with the physicality. Who's playing a more physical basketball game? Easily Cheney. And that's something that the Swather defense has been known for, is bringing the physicality. But when your team that you're playing against, your opponent, is matching that, but not only matching it, upping it, it can cause problems.
This looks like a game where if you took all the logos and the colors off the team and you didn't know who was who, this is exactly the kind of game that Hesston will want to play in the spot of Cheney. Cheney's doing all the things that Hesston has been known for, whether it's, you know, the physical defense or the driving into the lane, using the inside to work out. Cheney is playing phenomenally early in this one.
Notice, like you said, those 2 fouls for Hernandez has really killed offensive options here, because Friesen is drawing the majority of the defense with his touches. And then a couple of turnovers here and there by the other guards has led to a lack of scoring-wise.
And then Jackson Both has been bringing the intensity defensively, especially on Fry, but also on Lumbreras. Fry to Friesen. Friesen going to work on a little isolation. A lot of contact. He's fouled. It's going to be on Peintner. I believe that's his second.
See, if I'm Friesen, you got to do that all game. Every single time down. There's no one on this court, one-on-one in the post that can guard that.
And actually, that's just his first foul. It's Peintner. Read up the line, shooting 2. First free throw is short. Really, Hesston just needs to get something going on offense. Second free throw on the way, rattles in and out, so 0 for 2 from the line. Those free throws would have gone a long way to helping Hesston maybe get some momentum. Turnover for Cheney. So give the ball back to the Swathers. Fry to Dutchendorf, back to Fry. Working down though with Friesen again. It's going to be another foul. Now it'll be the second on Peintner.
So yeah, you could really force Cheney to get some foul trouble here if you're Friesen. Just keep catching, doing some work. He's going to be hard to guard without fouling.
Inside Friesen, layup up and no good. Wow, missed a point-blank bunny. The dive for the ball. Looks like it's got to be a tie. It will be. If you're Friesen, got to convert on that one. Hesston still just a little rushed.
Yeah, it's looking like how we talked about the Cheney girls in the first game. It's like the wake up call after that Christmas break hasn't hit yet.
It's very stagnant thus far. Hesston trying to continue to shake that rust off. They trail by double digits. A lot of dribbling, blocked by Friesen. Rebounded by Lumbreras. Fry, able to get past his man, Dutchendorf at the rim, layup up, good, and the foul.
And see, with the size and with the strength of Dutchendorf, there's not a lot of guys that can stop right at the rim against that kind of strength.
And you can tell, too, he does not look like a basketball player. You can tell that he's a football player at heart, but able to get that layup to go.
And that's the stuff that'll get you back in these games, you know?
Free throw on the way, a lot of arc, no good. Pass ahead, Swathers sleeping. Shot up, no good. Friesen with a good job of contesting without fouling. It was Summerer who had the layup attempt. He kind of snuck by the Swather defense. But Swathers avoid giving up a quick 2. It'll be a wide open 3 as Daniel Lumbreras fell down. Dutchendorf with a big board. Gets it to Fry. Fry gets past Voth. Into the corner. Lumbreras, 3 on the way. No good. Ty Unruh jumped a little bit early trying to go for the put-back dunk. Unable to get up quite high enough to do that. Voth dancing with Fry.
His handle is very tight. Do some damage with that crossover.
This time guarded pretty well, but a blow by, and it's blocked again by Friesen. Second or third block that Friesen has had in this game alone.
And that size is killer. He is a rim protector.
15-7. Fry in the corner. Ty Unruh's 3 is good, but it doesn't matter after the foul. It was on Voth. That is his second, something to keep an eye on. They're going to pull him out of the game, probably wisely so. It's Burdick who comes in for him. So it'll be interesting now to see what CHENEY does on offense without Jackson Voth in the game, because he's been really who their entire offense has gone through.
They're rocked, for sure.
Got to get the ball in if you're Heston. They will with Gonzalez. And also, he's been the main guy bringing the intensity. You need someone to pick up that slack with him out of the game.
It looks like the Cardinals have fallen into the zone here, though.
Dutchendorf's going to get a good look in the corner. 3 on the way. Bang! Drills that one in the corner.
That's a huge shot from Dutchendorf. You need that to get back in this game. Get your students, get your fans back in this game. That's a huge shot.
And he's on a quick 5-0 run of his own. It's 15-10 all of a sudden. Summerer trying to work with Burdick. And it's tipped away and stolen by Lumbreras. We'll have to slow it down.
Could have looked to push the pace
Yeah,
there.
that's what I thought they might do. Dutchendorf to Unruh. Unruh. Inside, slips through the hands of Gonzalez. It's been there a couple times with Carter down low, unable to corral those passes though. Got to be able to look those in.
You gotta be able to hit. If you see help playing there, look at the shooter on the corner. Dutchendorf wide open there, but because the help side played down, it's just an extra pass there. We got to get it through. One defender get the shooter.
Burdick trying to work on Lumbreras in the corner. They'll get a good look for 3. It's off. Friesen with the rebound. No, it's going to be boarded by CHENEY. Some wild floater up and good. Jace Robertson able to get that awkward runner to go. Gonzalez to Lumbreras, working inside to Friesen. Friesen to Lumbreras. Lost his man, misses it off the glass. Floater up, no good. And it's going to be a lot of contact. I think it might have been Unruh who hit his man in the back of the head potentially. Yeah, it was. So a couple of decent looks for Heston, but too strong for Lumbreras and then too strong for Unruh as he gets hit with the foul.
And, you know, a bold move here by Coach Roth to put in Hernandez. I get it. He's a huge offensive weapon. But still with 2 fouls and 4 minutes left in the second quarter. It's bold.
Hernandez just going to have to play smart here. Yeah, I'd go right at him if I'm CHENEY. Left side is now Tabaki Burdick. Stepping back is Robertson. Tough 3, hand in the face. Wow, what a shot by Aiden Lynch.
That's what we were talking about earlier with those shooters. They are not afraid to pull.
So quickly a 10-point lead again. Ty Unruh blocked at the rim by Quade Thomas. Burdick heading the other way. It's another 3 in the corner. Bang! That one's good. So we asked how CHENEY would respond with Jackson Voth out of the game and how they respond with a quick 8-0 run. They lead 23-10.
Phenomenal play here by the Cardinals. They're known for shooting, and it is scary when all 5 guys on the court can hit a 3. It opens up everything. No one's safe. Help side's got to be a little bit more conservative. Man, you get out in transition, you find an open shooter, he can knock down those shots with tough. One was even tough defense closing out. Still hitting them? That's tough.
Ty Unruh had closed out on, it was Aiden Lynch, and Aiden Lynch was unbothered, drilled the 3. And then another 3 right after. I believe it was Coulter McDaniel who hit that last 3 before the timeout was taken. So CHENEY getting everything they want and more right now. And what do you do if you're Heston to try to slow them down?
That's a tough question, but I would say if I'm Heston, you gotta be able to play solid one-on-one defense. Really, really have the mentality of my guy's not gonna drive past me, because once it starts driving and you get beat, everything opens up. Obviously with Jack Vogt, he's gonna take you one-on-one, he's probably gonna get something to the rim. But it's with his other players. They get that help side, there's a shooter somewhere. And they're like snipers right now.
Yeah, that's the thing we saw with Jackson Vogt, was he was getting by his men very quickly, which was leading to open looks and also open looks for his teammates.
Right.
And with a team like Cheney, when like you said, all 5 guys can shoot, you can't really afford that. Fry, top of the key, he'll find Dutchendorf. He'll take the 3, looks off, nearly banks it in. Gonna have to get back on defense now. Somehow the pass gets through to Burdick. Shot on the way, too long, warded by Fry. Fry up ahead to Lumbreras. It's picked off and stolen. Nice play by Aiden Lynch. And he's gonna be rewarded with a 3-point attempt. No good. Rebound to Lumbreras. And
I think that is Fry's 3rd turnover so far.
And you can just feel the air has been taken out of the gym for Heston. Their crowd has had no impact on the game. It's Cheney who's been winning this game through and through. Frees him down low. Layup no good. He struggled early in this one.
Yeah, if you're Hernandez here and you're on the court and you're seeing all this, you got to step up, make some plays here, because Friesen's obviously struggling from the field. And it looks like the Swatters really need an offensive basket.
That's got to be a block.
That will be a block, yes.
Lumbreras just not in position to take that charge, and you got to know better there in that spot. That one you can't go for the block. You just got to kind of reach in, try to impact that drive. Otherwise, going to get called for the foul. It's his 2nd. Coulter McDaniel shooting 2, makes the 1st. Second free throw good as well. 15-point lead for Cheney, and they are dominating Heston early in this game. Heston just can't get anything going offensively.
Roth trying to call a set play here, get hopefully some offense.
Just a horrible pass by Jackson Fry to no one. Another turnover, his 4th in this first half. Nice ball movement for Cheney. Another 3 is drilled, and they lead by 18. Heston really just looks shell-shocked.
It's going everything Cardinals' way.
Hernandez, too strong on the jumper, rebounded Cheney.
And this is what the Swatters were afraid of. They are being exposed offensively and defensively. 3-point shooters are collapsing, or are making the defense collapse, and they are making them pay. What's the problem with the Heston defense? If you overhelp, you will get you will have shots open from 3, and they're making them.
But the main problem right now is definitely not the Heston defense. It's the offense. 10 points in nearly 2 quarters of play. Jackson Fry takes a 3, and that's just not his game.
Now you're forcing players to play games that they're not accustomed to.
I mean, Fry did not hit a single 3 last season. He's hit a couple this year, but 0 for 26 from beyond deep last year. That's not his game. Layup up, no good. And wow, somehow the shot up and good on the follow, just tipped as they were battling for it, was Quade Thomas. That's just been the kind of night it's been offensively for Cheney. And Heston really just being embarrassed right now. Another turnover.
And now players are just losing their cool and making terrible decisions for the Swatters. The Cardinals are everywhere.
And that time, looked like the back cut was there, but Hernandez just hesitated too much. And by the time he threw the pass, it was no longer there. There, Eric Hernandez with a quick steal. Fry wisely slows it down and gets it to Hernandez. 25 seconds left. They might hold for the last shot. Dutchendorf to Fry. We're going to run a set play. 15 seconds left. Hernandez with Friesen. Nice dish from Hernandez, and it's going to be Ooh, they're going to get a hold. Otherwise, it might have been a charge, and that would have been a backbreaker. I don't think it was on.
It wasn't.
I don't think it was on Jace Robertson. I think it was on someone else. Yeah, it was on
McDaniel.
He got called for the hold before. Otherwise, I think it definitely would have been a charge.
He was set in position. It looked like it was going to be a charge.
Friesen 0 for 2 from the line on the game. Could really use to see a couple hit the bottom of the net. First one is good. Much needed points for Heston. It had been a very long time since they scored. It was Dutchendorf who went on a quick 5-0 run on his own early in this third quarter or the second quarter, and it's been nothing since then.
Very tough in the Swathers offense.
Second free throw missed. Dutchendorf gets the offensive rebound. Friesen to Fry. Fry attacks the lane. Tough layup up, no good. And that's a shot you would have loved to have some momentum heading into the second half. Instead, still being dominated 30-11. Heston currently being dominated in all facets of the game by Cheney.
And if you were the Swathers, this is something you haven't even seen in 5 years, if not 6.
And one thing we saw as both teams were heading off the court, you could just hear Cheney hooping and hollering, and that's got to be so demoralizing if you're Heston walking off right next to them to hear the jubilation that the other team is experiencing. This is what Heston does to other teams. And right now, Cheney, they're Hestoning Heston.
You could say that, yeah. I think the Cardinals came in here with the same mindset they had coming into Mound Ridge. It was a closer game there at halftime, obviously, but they are ready and battle-tested for moments like this. And the Swathers, outside of about maybe 2 to 3 players, have never been tested like this.
And it's showing right now on the court. Stagnant offense, stagnant defense for Heston. 30-11, Cheney all over the Swathers. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. Back at halftime to discuss a little bit more what happened in that first half between Heston and Cheney. Right now, it's the Cardinals all over the Swathers, 30-11. We'll go through some halftime stats really quickly. Jackson Voth, he's been doing it all for Cheney early in this one. He has 10 points. Joshua Burdick has 2. Colton McDaniel with 7. Colton Summerer with 3. Jace Robertson with 2. Aiden Lynch with 2. For Heston, not a lot of scoring to be heard of. Asher Dutchendorf has 5. Ty Under has 3. Reed Friesen has 3. Nope, that's it. That's it. That's not enough.
Yeah. You know, if you're the Swathers, it's desperation time. It's time to see who is ready to face adversity at its highest point. And if you're the Cardinals, do exactly what you did. Again, not much to change if you're the Cardinals offense or defense. I think keep pressure. You obviously see that Fry has been frustrated, made some turnovers in the first half. You keep it pushing right at him if I'm Jackson Voth. And then also, or if I'm, Jack Voth. And honestly, I think if you're the Swathers, if you're going to stay in your help defense and you don't change your system, which is fine, you're going to have to hope that these Cheney shooters are not as hot as they were in the first half, or it's going to be over.
Ben, I got a question. It's been a long time since Heston has seen a deficit this large. You've been in a locker room where you face some large deficits. What's the message like at halftime?
Yeah, it starts with the players. And, you know, obviously a coach can say a lot of things, and that's a great question. A coach can say a lot of things, but it's a choice. And, you know, when you see a brother as a teammate say, it starts with me, and then you see that Jack Voth started to go off, and you see a guy who says, I got him. And then you see offensively, you say, you know, obviously your offensive guys haven't played well, and they start saying, you're not going to see that from me in the second half. That's where the trust comes. That's where I say, who am I fighting for? It's bigger than myself. And then the coach can rally that and push that forward with some momentum, with that encouraging speech, with that encouraging word. But it starts with the players, and it's a personal decision to play hard or not.
And so then the question is, this is a senior class who has seen 3 varsity losses in their entire year. Do you have players who can step into that role and be that kind of player? I don't know if they do.
You know, as a Swather alumni, you want to say yes, but as a non-biased broadcaster and fan, you have to say, based on information we've given, you can't say there is.
And immediately Jackson Fry making really an ill-advised pass. Lucky to not turn it over there. He's going to eventually dish it off to Lumbreras. Back to Fry, to Dutchendorf. Looking down low for Friesen, for anyone. Hernandez gets around his man, and he's rejected at the rim. We'll get the ball back, though. Fry, layup is good. So a way better start to the half offensively for Heston.
And that's what you got to do. Even though Adrian got blocked, Fry, no fear, takes it to the basket, takes it right at Voth, and gets a great lay.
And here's where it starts. Actually, it's going to go off of Jackson Voth. Hit his face, the referee's going to say. So a big start for Heston, and you need that energy to increase. You need to get the crowd back into it. You need to get Cheney's crowd out and your crowd into it.
And you need that student section right now as a fan base to start making chants, start getting rowdy.
Working with Hernandez. He'll spin. Nice move. He's going to be fouled.
See, now you can feel the Swathers trying to get in their offense, trying to get in a rhythm. Obviously, they got to make free throws here. But if you can start like this is what I was talking about earlier in the girls' game. One possession, take it time by time.
A little bit of gamesmanship right now between the Jacksons of each team. Both going over to talk to his coach on the bench during that free throw. Fry following him right over there, maybe trying to get under his skin a little bit. Hernandez makes the first free throw. Second on the way. 2 big free throws, trying to continue to give yourself some momentum if you're Heston. Quick 4-0 run to start the third quarter. And it's going to be a turnover for Cheney.
That's how you start it right there as
Fry,
a defense.
The pass to Lumbreras, layup at the rim. No good. Rebounded by Fry. He'll kick out with Hernandez. Hernandez to Friesen. One more pass to Fry. Back to Friesen. Hernandez nearly loses it behind his back. He'll pass to Lumbreras. Lumbreras to Fry. They're going to get the switch. See if Fry tries to use it. Pass to Hernandez. Hernandez, little screen action with Friesen. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Cheney. Decent looks for Heston, just can't get him to go.
Solid defense from the Cardinals, though, playing solid. Obviously, forcing Hernandez to take a tough shot.
Voth attacks the rim. Good discipline from Fry to not jump the first time, but he's going to get called for the foul anyways.
And Jackson Voth, who's 3 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. Solid free throw shooter.
Hits the first. And right now, if you're Cheney, you need to continue to play to win and not play to not lose.
100%. Couldn't say it better myself.
If you're Cheney, just pretend that the score is 0-0. Continue to try to press and add as much to that score as you can. Friesen, one pass into the corner with Dutchendorf back to Friesen.
See, if you're Friesen, you got a post right here. You got to wait for that ball swing, and you got a post.
Dutchendorf's 3 on the way. Just misses, rebounded by Cheney. And they've gotten a couple of stops in a row again. Burdick's going to launch the 3. No good. Gets his own rebound, follows it with a jumper, and we're back to square one. Another 19-point lead for Cheney.
Hernandez playing a little concerned because he didn't want to get that third foul, but left Burdick with a wide open shot.
Dutchendorf in the corner, uses the Jackson Fry screen. Passes to Hernandez.
And Friesen now posting, but...
And right now there's way too much dribbling going on for Heston.
And Burdick does not like that call.
Got to be careful. Not saying it warranted a technical foul at all, but some referees have called that sort of play attack.
And I can understand why the upsettingness of that call. Josh Burdick can pick up his third foul. And it's still the third. That could be costly later if Heston can manage to get back in this game.
Friesen inside, layup at the rim is good. Nice dish inside by Fry. One of his better passes of the evening.
Got to play solid D here for the Swathers. Cardinals, keep doing your thing. Move the ball and get that open shot.
They move so fast, though. They are able to get a stop. Fry with the board.
That's a tough shot for the Cardinals there.
It was pretty quick and early into that possession. I'm sure their coach would have liked them to work it a little bit longer. Dutchendorf looking for Friesen. Will pass it back to Fry.
You can see the Cardinal defense really shifting in to hold Friesen. Really playing tight and packed.
Still trying to feed it into Friesen. Skip pass nearly turned over. Lumbreras saves it.
Good
nice pass inside, but Fry can't corral it. A lot of contact, layup up and good. So a couple of early layups for Fry in this third quarter. 15-point game. Cheney still well controlled. Voth will take a deep 3. No good. Rebounded by Lumbreras.
I mean, if you're the Cardinals here, no reasons for these shots.
Friesen's going to take a 3. No good. And it looked like it should have been a foul on Fry on that rebound. Looks like he was holding his man down. They won't call it. And it'll be a timeout taken by Cheney. Probably a good timeout.
Solid timeout there by the coach. The last 3 possessions have been not terrible shots, but not shots you want.
Not shots you take up 15 in a game when you're taking a 3, a couple dribbles into a possession if you're Voth. And then I believe it was Lynch who took a heavily contested long 2. That's about the worst shot in the game of basketball.
Yeah.
To take that 1 or 2 passes into possession, that's a smart timeout to try to rally your guys and tell them, yeah, you want to play to win, but also don't be dumb.
Right.
.15 lead for Cheney, 3:37 left third quarter. Both attacking the rim, he'll kick out. And Fry trying to keep it out of his hands as much as possible. It's going to be a kick ball for Friesen. I don't really know exactly what McDaniel was looking for. It didn't look like Summerer had much room down low. Fortunate that it went off of Friesen's foot. Could have been a steal for the Swathers. Bad pass, Fry steals it away. Fry at the rim, layup is good. So a 13-point game. Fry has 6 points here in the third quarter, making up for some of the sloppy play in the first half. Voth throws it away. Cheney's able to get to it. It's a 5-on-4. Hezzy. Voth, a three-pointer. No good. Rebounded by Unruh.
Again, you don't need these shots if you're the Cardinals.
Gonzalez to Friesen. Layup and no good. Got to convert on those.
See,
I know he got fouled, but
as the Swathers, the last 3 shots
at the rim.
You need Reed's 3 to fall through. You need that to go in. I mean, not saying the Swathers can't do it, but in a game like this, against a team like this, they're not going to shoot that poorly again in this fourth quarter as the Cardinals.
Misses the free throw. So it could have been a layup at the rim. Obviously with the foul, a lot of contact, but that's one that I'm sure Reed would love to have back.
And Reed Friesen 1 for 5 from the free throw line tonight. It's stuff like this where you look back at the game at the end of this, no matter what happens, and if the Swallows can't get it done, you look at free throws as something that was, if it gets closer, you need it.
It's definitely not the reason they're losing, but
right.
It is a microcosm of why they are trailing by so many.
Correct.
They have whittled it down to 12 points. It was a 19-point lead for Cheney at one point. So
you got to keep forcing the Cardinals into tough shots here.
And now Heston and their patented 1-3-1 could be dangerous against a three-point shooting team like Cheney.
That is true. There's three-point options available, and it's right there.
Both misses badly. He's missed 3 consecutive threes, and that's, again, I don't think he needs to take these shots.
That really gets to your mental as a player. 3 in a row.
And he really hasn't been very close. That one didn't even hit the rim.
I mean, I get it why it's open. It's open shot, that 1-3-1 zone, but that's a tough miss.
Blake Hanson's going to take a big 3 in the corner, in and out.
If you're the Swathers, you need those shots to fall to get back in this. That's 2 threes in a row, not in a row, but 2 threes in the last 5 possessions that have not fallen to the Swathers.
Pinter working on Gonzalez. He'll dish to Summerer. Has his ball. It's going to be a travel on Summerer. Someone had poked their hand in, and then he just lost dribble of it.
Even though the Swathers aren't scoring, as the Swathers have done in plenty of games before, you can just kind of
their
feel
defense is keeping them in it.
The Cardinals can't score, and so the game is close. Obviously close as it could have been. The Cardinals the Swathers just have to find some offense here. And with Reed and Adrian on the floor, you hope so they can find something.
Unruh will pass it to Fry. Fry's got 6 in the quarter. He gets it by his man. Dishes off to Friesen. Layup no good, and Friesen has missed several layups at the rim today.
Got to make those.
Shot no good. Going to be a foul, maybe on Voth. Wow. That's going to be his 3rd.
And the Cardinal fans are upset by that call.
And I think
they are
they
not
might have
happy.
a reason. There wasn't a lot of contact that I saw. I don't know what you think.
That's a very fair point. If there was a box out, I didn't see Jack Voth being boxed out, so he didn't jump over when he didn't push anyone. It was very questionable in that moment, especially at this time of the game.
Definitely a ticky-tack call, and that's his 3rd. He's got to be careful to not get his 4th. Hanson to Hernandez, looking inside for Friesen. Got to be careful for 3 seconds. We'll get it to Fry.
Collapsing really well.
Fry in the corner. Unruh, big shot again. Too long. Rebounded by Cheney. Couple of looks Heston has had, unable to convert. This game really could be closer than it is, but Cheney still maintaining some good defense despite their slowing down on offense.
Swathers can't get a bucket, and neither can the Cardinals right now, so we're in this kind of
It's a deadlock. Game kind of in a stalemate. Burdick will pass to McDaniel. 43 seconds left.
If you're under, you want to get up and force the pressure here.
Robertson to Burdick. Thought about the 3. Cheney might be able to hold for 1.
You got to force the pressure right here. You got to force up. There you go.
Burdick gets into the lane, and he's blocked, or at least impacted heavily. Cheney crowd begging for a foul.
Definitely looks like there was some contact there on the arm.
10 seconds left. They're definitely not going to call a foul now. 5 seconds left. Hernandez. Step back three, really tough shot. No good. And Hernandez shaken up, maybe got hit in the face potentially. Can't quite see. It looks like he's all right.
Swathers, yeah.
They're whittling down at the lead a little bit. They were trailing by 19 entering the quarter. They're down 7 now. What do they have to continue to do to get back into this game and eventually try to make this more competitive?
You know, I said this is going to sound very simple. And it might sound, in a way, like cliche, but just score the basketball. You know, at this point in the game, I don't think anyone cares on the Swathers team or their coaches about how. Just put the ball in the hoop.
And you got to think that if at some point they're able to get one to go, that might open the floodgates. They've had a lot of looks. They just haven't been able to get that first three to go. I wonder if once that first three does go, if that might open some more opportunities for Hesston. It will be Cheney's ball coming out of the half. Especially
the three ball. It is not falling well for the Swathers tonight. Cardinals were hitting early in that first half, but it's been quiet for them as well from the three-point line in the third quarter. That's where it all comes down to. 8 minutes, 12-point game. Cardinals have all the momentum in the scoreboard, I should say.
Yeah, it's kind of stalled out, as we said, but with obviously no shot clock, you can kind of take as much time as you want. And so Hesston probably wisely going into a 1-3-1, trying to maybe speed Cheney up a little bit. They're going to get a good look from three. No good. They are going to get the rebound. Another look for both. No good again. Another rebound. No boxing out, just jumping right now for the Swathers.
That zone, it messes up the rebounding sense there. You got a man up now.
Burdick gets right by his man. Layup, no good, and it's going to be out on the Swathers. So again, oh my goodness, they're going to give it. Okay, they're going to change the call. That would have been a horrible call, as Dutchendorf touched it before he dove out of bounds to try to touch it, where he then touched it again.
Yeah, that would have been a very bad call.
Ref saying, my bad, we'll reset. Keep it with Cheney. So they've had 3 offensive rebounds, 3 second chances. Another 3, Burdick on the way, good. And that's what happens when you don't box out.
That might, if you look back at it, that might be a dagger there. I know there's still a lot of time, but that is a huge shot.
It also took about 35 seconds off the clock, which is huge when there's only 8 minutes left.
You know how much time now the Swathers you have to score.
Layup up, no good from Fry, gets his own rebound, goes up with it again, misses again, batted out. Hernandez needs a 3 badly, misses again, rebounded by Cheney. Just can't buy a bucket. And that's a frustration foul for Jackson Fry.
And see, as a former player, I can say this. As a teammate of what you're witnessing right now, you got to go over to Fry and you got to say, hey, I know you're frustrated. You got to take a deep breath. You got to calm down. Because you're seeing the frustration play on the court is igniting the fan base.
Cheney avoids the quick turnover. Burdick. Go back to that last 3. You just knew at some point, Cheney, you made a point about this earlier. You knew at some point they were going to hit a 3. Don't get it there. Rebounded by Friesen. That's a rebound they needed desperately on that last defensive possession.
And the Swathers can't take their time here. They're down 15 with 6 minutes left.
You have to speed the game up. And when you've scored 22 points in 3 quarters, it's kind of tough to do that. Fry is being fouled all the way to the hole. Slaps the mat in disgust. That's Nash Young's first foul. Need points in a flurry if you're Hesston. Just 6 minutes left in the game. Down 15 still. And again, Cheney can hold as long as they want. Tyler Unruh looks off way off.
See, that's not what you want as a Swathers. You want Reed Friesen, Adrian Hernandez to get the ball and do something. You don't need shooters right now off balance shots. You need good shots here just to try to get back in this game. You got to play solid defense trying to force a turnover here.
Voth has his dribble poked
There you
and then
go.
stolen by Dutchendorf. Dutchendorf needed to press the issue there. Instead, will pull it out. Would have been nice to get a transition bucket there if you were Heston. Hernandez gets to the rim. Layup up, no good, and it's going to be a charge anyways. And Hernandez slow to get up, holding his back. And Adrian Estrada only has 2 points, no field goals on the night. And they'll give him a rest as he continues to grimace.
Yeah, great take there by the Cardinals. It's risky to take that, but phenomenal take.
Heston still's not scored here in this fourth quarter when that's exactly what they needed. Shot no good for Cheney. Again, maybe an ill-advised shot. That's something we've seen a couple times.
Yeah, the Cardinals really aren't using the time to their favor. They're taking tough shots, ill-advised shots.
Early in possessions is the big thing.
And the Swathers aren't making them pay because they're also not making any shots.
It'll be interesting to look back at it. You see how many layups the Swathers missed. I mean, if you take 4 of the layups they've missed, it'd be a 7-point game right now instead of 15. Because there has not been a shortage of missed layups. Or even if you look at just the missed threes in general as well. Dutchendorf attacks the rim, passes to Friesen, layup is good.
That's exactly what you needed all night.
And those have been some of the looks that he's gotten, just unable to get them to convert for a majority of the evening. Burdick gets by a man. Help defense, and it's stolen. So now, Dutchendorf heading on the fast break. Euro steps, layup up, no good. Oh, I thought they were about to call a charge somehow. So they'll send Dutchendorf to the line for 2. I don't know how it took them that long to decide on that one. That would look like a pretty cut and dried play, in my opinion. I don't know how you would get called for a charge on a one-on-one fast break when you're both moving.
Yeah, you know, something like that, that's something that's almost impossible to get a charge called for you in the majority of basketball.
So a couple of big chances for Dutchendorf to cut the lead to the closest it would have been since this first half. Missed his only free throw of the game. First up, no good.
He's 0 for 2 for the night from free throw.
Poverty. I can say that as his brother. I can say that. Second free throw on the way. Does make the second. And a timeout taken by Coach Roth. So a 12-point game. It is still the closest it's been since that second half.
First half.
First half, thank you. Second quarter.
Yep.
My apologies.
All good.
What do you do if you're Heston here in the last 4.5 minutes?
Well, obviously Cheney has not been very disciplined offensively. They've taken terrible shots, ill-advised, not worked with the play clock, or not the play clock, the time clock at all. But yet, they've been doing well because they forced the Swathers into tough shots, 4 turnovers.
I really do think Cheney is a bit fortunate here in the second half because Heston has gotten those stops. They've looked more themselves defensively, but they have just been very stagnant offensively. I mean, they've scored 11 points in the first half and then only 11 points in the third quarter. That's just not going to win you a game against a team as good as Cheney.
And I think if you're the Swathers here, you got to press. You got to go man. I'm going to go man press here. Obviously, zone is not what you want against Cheney. You're going to go man press. You're going to play very tight. You might have to go with the fouls. It's only been 2 fouls, so you got to foul a little bit. And you got to get to the lane. Get layups or get to the free throw line. Some ill-advised threes. If they go in, that's great. But if they don't, the game's over.
And the free throw line is a losing team's best friend. It gives you a chance to score with time not coming off the clock.
And, you know, if you get a little fouls later, you're going to get the bonus with 2 shots, unlike any other year prior. And that might help your chances. Got to match up here.
Cheney easily breaks. It was his own man who ran into him. Jackson Fry, nice little crossover to get past his man. That's when you got to press the issue and continue to speed up. Instead, you bring it back down, and it's going to take more time to get a bucket.
And if you're freezing, you just got to go.
Hernandez is going to take a three. Big shot. No good. And this just hasn't fallen all night for the Swathers.
If you're freezing, you have to go. I understand giving a three to Hernandez, but you're not in a position where a miss like that is costly.
Timeout taken by Cheney.
You know what it looks like to me is, because they haven't been in these moments before like this, it looks like everyone's just a little behind. Like, if I'm talking to you, and I know that you're the best basketball player on the court, you and I both know that you're going to go to the basket, you're going to do something. But you got to know that. What I'm seeing here is where I think the Swathers are resulting for okay threes, not bad threes, not bad shots, but they're not falling. And in this case, you can't be in a position where you're just okay with not falling threes. You have to score. Like I said, you have to get to the free throw line. And if you're Cheney right now, you just got to be patient, stop in a rush. You had multiple shots and turnovers. Just slow it down and take the position and get fouled.
Now Heston sending a double. They're going to call a foul on Hansen. His first, team's third. So if Heston does get close enough to have to foul, they're a little bit closer to getting Cheney in the bonus, which will at the very least save them some time for later in the game. But you have to get there first for that to even be a possibility. And right now, it's still double digits.
Truth.
Cheney just playing smart, and now they're kind of slowing it down, which is they should have been doing as they'll throw it away. So right after I say playing smart,
man,
just
this
unneeded.
You know, I don't even know how you're supposed to feel as a coach here if you're the Cheney's Cardinals head coach. What do you even say? You just had a timeout to talk about slowing down the pace.
And you know they also just talked about ball security and not turning it over.
And you just turned over consecutively. And now you have to score. There is no more time to miss. That's a huge rebound.
But a rebound from Lumbreras. Hernandez really takes a tough contested jumper and doesn't get it to go.
2 shots from 18 or more feet, or I guess 16 or more feet away. You have to find a better look than those 2 shots.
One of which was a long 2. Cheney really playing dangerous with the ball right now. It's going to be a foul on Dutchendorf, it looks like. Either him or Fry. It'll be on Asher. His first, team's 4th. As the team leader, Jackson Voth will step back onto the floor.
Hopefully can calm down this. What's the word for that?
They're just very hurried. They're very hurried right now. For no reason, really. I mean, they have a 12-point lead with 3 minutes left still. Jackson Fry gambles on a steal, gets it to go. Misses the layup, but Friesen is there for the follow. Timeout taken by Roth. So this is the closest the game has been. Still a 10-point game and 3 minutes left.
You know, as much as the Swathers have really had moments where I question how bad do they want this game, when it comes down to the end of it, even though they've missed countless shots, they're not giving up.
And Fry really has played a really tremendous second half after he struggled a lot in that first half. He has at least 8 points in the second half, and he's picked up the intensity defensively as well.
100%. 100%. It's been, you know, it's just been Jackson Fry's effort, even with his turnovers and even with his, his aggressiveness. His mentality is a fighter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. You know, he's the type of player that he's never going to give up, no matter what situation they're in.
And then why I love the matchup so much is so is Jack Voth.
And it's going to be a steal on Gonzalez. It definitely was a lot of contact. I don't think that's a bad call by any.
Prior to the tip,
yeah,
there was definitely contact on the arm. And that will send the Cardinals to the bonus. 2 shots. And this is the classic game of make your free throws, go home a winner. Miss your free throws, open the door for a chance to lose.
Jace Robertson, the Cardinal at the line. First on the way, rattles it home. .11-point game. Second on the way, misses, but an O board for Cheney. What you absolutely couldn't give up if you're Heston. It's going to be a charge on Burdick.
Sometimes you just can't make up possessions. That is one possession you cannot make up. A lost opportunity on the rebound from the Swathers. Cardinals rebound it and then pick up a charge call.
So now 2.5 minutes left. You got to go quickly. You have a chance here to get it within single digits. Friesen, nice rip through, misses the layup though, and that's what it's been all night.
You still got to play up here.
Good looks for the Swathers throughout the evening, just unable to get those layups and some of those threes to go. And it hasn't been just one player. Adrian still has yet to score a field goal. Reed has missed a couple of open looks. There's been threes missed by Dutchendorf. Lumbreras has had a couple. Carter's had one. Tyre Under's had a couple of looks.
Jackson Fry missed a 3-point.
It's just been a total. It's been a team. It's not. There's no one single reason why Heston has lost this game. It's been them as a whole.
Even though Fry is upset about that, that is a loose ball foul 100% of the day.
And now you're kind of in desperation territory. You wonder if Heston had played it a bit differently in the early time period of the fourth quarter, if they would have been able to take the lead down instead of settling for long-range shots early in possessions, trying to work it a little bit more down low. Instead, they did settle, and it's still an 11-point game. Burdick misses the first. Second on the way is good. Back to a 12-point game where it's been for a majority of this second half. Fry in the corner, Dutchendorf. Dribble through traffic. Friesen gets a good look from three. No good. Rebounded Hansen. Hansen goes back up with it. Layup up and good. 2 minutes left. 10-point game. They're going to break the press pretty easily.
Got to play up here. Oh my goodness.
For Reed Friesen, but it's going to be a foul.
Oh my goodness.
I believe it's going to be on Hernandez.
Now that was a block. But way to be there as the Cardinals offense, being in position for a play like that.
And that's winning basketball, is even when you get blocked, your guys are there to rally around you, secure an offensive board. And even though it's going to lead to a missed free throw on the first one, still force the Swathers to take another foul and give yourself a chance to extend your lead. 1 for 2. Cheney's gone 3 of their last 6, so Heston's had opportunities still. Again, down 11, have a chance to cut it to single digits. Need to go quick though. Dutchendorf behind his back to Friesen. To Fry, takes a really deep three. That's not the look that you want. And yeah, it's in a quick foul for Fry. And I think that really will be about all she wrote. That was your main last chance. If you could maybe hit a 3 there, even just a quick 2 to cut it to single digits, maybe you had a fighter's chance if Cheney misses some free throws, but now you're down 11 with probably Cheney's best free throw shooter at the line.
If you're going to shoot threes with Dutchendorf, Reed, Friesen, Blake Hansen, and Adrian Hernandez, and you have a solid defender but not really a known shooter in Fry, I understand you're settling because you have to score, but that's not the look you want.
Hansen got to dish it off to Hernandez. Working on 3-point line. He'll whip it to Friesen, to Hansen. Got to take a 3. You don't have time. And he'll turn it over with Voth. Friesen, nice jump stop for Voth. Gets Friesen in the air. 14-point game. And Voth nearly gets another steal.
That is Voth's 14th point.
And 14 points isn't a ton, but when your team only has 43 and the opposition only has 29, that's a ton.
That is true. You got to score.
Friesen off the mark on the 3, rebounded by Voth again. Voth has secured a ton of boards today as well. And if you're Hesston, you might at some point just consider not fouling. I mean, you're down 14 with 30 seconds left. I think the big thing now that the game really isn't any longer in question is you lost, yes, but we are 6 games into the season. This is just game number 7. Your season is not over. Man, I mean, you know better than anyone. Last 3 years, Hesston has lost games. They have not been on a perfect run. This hasn't been the 2014 Swathers. Your senior year, 1 loss to Lions. Year after that, a loss to Hillsborough. The year after that, loss to Southeast of Saline. So I wonder if in the long run, this loss could be beneficial to Hesston in a way. Obviously, it's going to be tough to deal with this one for a little while. I mean, you were thoroughly outplayed. Hesston, I mean, they only scored 29 points. You didn't score 30 points, you're going to lose games, and you can only score 29 points.
Yeah. You know, obviously, you watch it. Obviously, as you know, the Swallows is at the end of your season. But if you're the Cardinals, this is just the beginning of something that could be very magical. Coming in the first time to the Shed and beating a team by 15. No, 15? Yeah. 15 since the first time in 2019. Yeah, you made a statement tonight. But if you're the Swathers, you got to learn. And if I'm Garrett Roth tonight, you learned a lot. You tell your guys, your players learned a lot, and guess what? You get right back on your horse and you start riding tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't let this loss affect your season. And as you know that as a coach, but your players especially need to know that going forward. But all credit to the Cheney Cardinals. A phenomenal game, even with the turnovers, even with the loosey-goosey at the end. Solid play, and you get a big win here in the Shed.
And this game, I don't know if you were at the Hillsborough tournament game in 2022 when Hillsborough was able to stifle the Hesston offense. This game kind of gave me shades of that. Hillsborough only won that one by, I think, 9, but I believe Hesston scored 29 points in that game. And it was kind of the same way, where it's just they couldn't get anything to go, and that's exactly what happened tonight. The Cheney defense, give them a lot of credit. But Hesston, I'm sure there's a lot of things they'd love to have back tonight. There's a lot of open shots that they've had chances on and missed. We already talked about that in that fourth quarter. But overall, just a game that you'd probably love to have back.
Most definitely. And as we continue, let's hit our MVPs.
I think for Cheney, for sure, it's Jackson Voth, just for the intensity he showed in the first half. He got them started. He scored their first 6 points, and they never looked back. They got out to that early lead, and after, I think Hesston might have had an early lead, but after that, it was a wire-to-wire lead, really, outside of the first couple minutes, which obviously that's not necessarily a wire-to-wire lead, but a win. But they led for 90% of the game, and I think a lot of that was due to Jackson Voth's intensity and his ability to put the ball in the basket and create for his teammates early in that game especially.
Jackson Voth is my MVP. And really because the biggest thing I think, outside of his points, outside of his good, phenomenal defense, was his intensity, as you said. He set a tone in the Shed on a road game against a 6-0 team, a 3-time defending state team. I'm here to play, and I'm here to play hard. And when you have a player like that, a leader, obviously an amazing athlete, set the tone against a team who is physical, everyone else has to fall in line, and you got a captain you're ready to get behind. And that's what Jackson Voth did tonight. And that, to me, outside of any of the points he scored, was absolutely phenomenal.
And for Cheney, they move to 5-2. Hesston drops them to 6-1. I believe Hesston's next game is at Pratt on next Tuesday, which Pratt beat this Cheney team. Granted, without Jackson Voth and without Carter Peintner, who Didn't have a great game tonight, but still is a really good player. So the road really doesn't get any easier for Hesston.
Absolutely.
Another tough road game that they're going to have to play against Pratt, and that's at Pratt too. So a 2-hour drive down into Greenback land. Again, for Hesston, one loss is not the end of the world. This is not in their season. And I think if Coach Roth can use this in the right way, he can really use it as a teaching moment, as a teaching game, and Hesston can use this moving forward only to their benefit.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then also, I didn't get to mention, but my defensive MVP is actually Jackson Voth again.
I would agree.
I just want to say that because I love defense, but phenomenal game both sides. And I got to give my flowers to Jackson Voth and the CHENEY Cardinals team doing this tonight.
Well, folks, it's been fun. It's been Cole Dutchendorf and Ben Bollinger. It's been an honor to be back up here in the shed, in the booth. Saw a couple of great games. Hesston girls, don't want to downplay that. That was a huge game for them tonight. Huge win as they destroyed CHENEY, almost 30-point win. And then CHENEY, got to, like you said, give them your flowers. Huge win for the Cardinals. Finally able to get over that Hesston hump. They take down Hesston. They really dominate, 44-29. I'm sure they'll be back up here with Rusty at some point with Eli later for the home games. But it's been good to take their spot for one game. We thank you to Miss Gaston for allowing us to do that. We thank you for Alexander. Could not have done it without him. He's a dog up here in the booth.
And thank you to Gage.
And thank you to Gage Wilson for being a floor cam. It was really an alumni crew tonight outside of Alexander. But again, couldn't have done it without everyone involved. Appreciate everyone and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys. Actually, I won't see you. Go ahead.
Well, I would just like to say, like you said, thank you. But also, Swelter Sports Network, to Miss Gaston, and to everyone a part of this crew, thank you for making this dream of a game come to viewers at home. Thank you, Swelter Sports Network. Signing off. This has been Ben.
And Cole.
See ya.